Welcome to the Cumulus Pro Quality Management System. Let's get started by pressing the blue button at the bottom of the screen. You can log in with email or a QR code if you're an existing user, or sign up for a new account with your email. Let's do that. So 1, I'm going to enter my email address. 2 is my company and a location, and press the next button. Now the system is sending me an email to validate my account. Now it comes to our terms of service, and you have a message that it's setting up your workspace in our control center. In the meantime, you can still use the app while that's being set up. Usually takes about a minute or two, and we'll see a message when that's complete. But once I've read through the terms of service, I accept to move forward. And now I come to this screen, which is to start using new workflows. As you can see in the upper left, you can look at your existing workflows if you have them, but we haven't created any yet. So go back to new workflows, and I could either create a custom workflow in the upper left-hand side, or I can create or open predefined workflows for various industries as a way to get started. So let's create a custom workflow. To create a workflow, you can either ask Cumulus Pro to create a workflow based on a procedure for you, or I can upload an existing work procedure. So create workflow for installing a tile floor. Oh, and I just got the message that our workspace has been created. I'll check it out later because we'll look at it in another video. And you can see the system has now created a 4-step workflow for me to prepare surface and lay tiles. Of course, I didn't give it much information about the details of what I'm doing, but it is a good place to get started. I can look at instructions and checklists. I could delete steps if I want to. I could press edit, the edit button, to change anything in this workflow or add things. And just make this workflow fit what it is that I want to do. All right, before we start using the workflow, let's look at how we create a workflow from an existing procedure. So to go back, I'm going to press the switch button at the upper right-hand side of the screen. And this brings me back to the select workflow screen. You can see I now have the tile floor workflow. I could also go back to the new workflows. Again, looking at either a predefined workflow or creating a custom workflow. Let's go back to the custom workflow screen, and instead of typing a prompt, I'm going to upload a work procedure. This is looking on my device, and I have some sample procedures in here. I am just going to pick one of them. We support a variety of document types, including Word documents and PDFs and some others. And again, just like last time, it has created a workflow for me. All right. This, following the document I gave it, it had a 3-step process. And again, I can go in, I can change anything on these workflows, add things, remove things to match my procedure. Let's look at how we edit a workflow, but I want to go back to the tile procedure. So I press switch again, and I'm going to select tile floor. All right, so I like the workflow, but I want to add a new step. I want a final QC check at the end of this 4-step process. So to edit the workflow, I press the little pencil on the bottom right. This brings up the edit screen, and I could do a few things. I could change the name of my workflow. So let's call it tile floor install. And I'm going to press save. And we can see the title of the workflow on the upper left-hand side has now been updated. But I want to add that QC step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the system to add a final QC step at the end of the workflow. It's good to be precise, but you just want to speak to the system or type to the system just as you would in conversational English. But again, being precise is helpful. I get the green workflow created sign, and there I have a final QC step. And I could do other things, like let's say I wanted to convert this step into another language. I can say translate checklist to Spanish. All right, and that's now translated to Spanish. Let's go translate that back to English just for the rest of the demo. And we do the same thing.